So by now, I think we all know there's a $1,000 Lego Death Star coming out this fall, and if the $1,000 price tag already did not make you not want to buy it, this new piece of information that we got today might just do that. So let's get into it, guys. We have a couple things involving the $1,000 Death Star. We have 25 out of the supposed 38 minifigures, pretty much leaked right now, and then we also have some information regarding the supposed size and dare I say shaping of this supposedly spherical space station, right? So let's get into it, guys, with these 25 figures. We have these pictures right here. The first page being we have Luke Skywalker and Han Solo in the Stormtrooper outfits, which these supposedly will just be the same ones we got a couple years back. Nothing really much more to change about these figures. I think there's really no additional things they can do to these to make them any better. So having these included makes sense, and these versions of them are fine for me. Next up, we have the Princess Leia Organa. And this one, of course, nothing to really change about her either. Pretty much the best version of Leia that they could pretty much do at this current point. Arm printing doesn't really make much sense here. Then we have Chewbacca, the same Chewbacca we've gotten for over 10 years now. And the one thing I will say is I did see this picture of this custom set from, I don't know the username, but I'll have a screenshot, of course, with the username up there. But it is a Kashyyyk mock I saw today. And the figure list on that custom set had Wookiees and Chewbacca with the tall woolly legs, and that's the first time I ever really saw a good photoshopped image or render of that, and that looks really good in my opinion. I know we've always talked about it, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that for Wookiees and Chewbacca they should do these taller legs? But other than that, it's the same Chewbacca we've gotten for a decade. In my opinion, almost getting as boring as battle droids and sets. This Chewbacca, it looks good, but man, is it a boring figure. Speaking of boring figures, we have C-3PO and R2-D2, of course. Those really nothing much more they can do there. Hopefully R2 has back printing. We don't necessarily know that yet. Next up this page, we have Emperor Palpatine. No pupils, so that is the only downside, at least to me. I know there's people out there that like the no pupil stuff, but for me, I'm not a fan of it. Next up, we have Luke Skywalker with no leg printing. I don't think we've ever gotten leg printing on Episode 6 Luke before, but I think at least a couple lines or something would be nice on those legs, for a $1,000 set. Next up, kind of the first, heater of the set, we have the Imperial Dignitary. I don't necessarily know where this is from. I've seen, pictures of this character before, in, renders or, comics. I don't know if it was necessarily ever shown directly in a movie or show. I don't think so. I would remember that, but I definitely have seen this before. The no printing on the dress piece definitely kind of sucks. Maybe that's accurate to how it looks, but again, worst case scenario when it comes down to some of these printing on arms and legs that I hope for, even if it doesn't necessarily make total sense, every piece of clothing has little fold lines and crease lines, just throw a couple contour lines on these on the dress piece for $1,000. That's my opinion. Next up, we have the Royal Guard, which supposedly we should be getting 2 of those in this set. That is something that we'll see throughout this kind of fig list. There's 25 individual figures leaked, but there's going to be multiple quantities, of course, of some of them. So we should have 2 of those. Then next up, this one leaked a couple weeks back. We have the droid right here, the 5D6 RA7. Just a nice little droid for the Death Star. Definitely a fan of how those yellow eyes look. Moving on to the next page here. Here's where we start getting into some very good minifigures, although they're all missing one specific thing, which again, for $1,000, it's wild to me. Especially with how cheap they're selling these on Pab for. At least as of a month ago, they're selling these dark bluish gray and black dual molded legs for 80 cents. Okay, so that means, it factually cost them probably a quarter or under per leg to produce, and they can't do that and give it to us in a $1,000 set. Wild to me. But we have the Darth Vader right here. Should be the same one that we've gotten. It does look like arm printing is potentially on that one. There should be at least. Next up, we have Admiral Moti or Moti. I'm not too sure. I don't really know my Imperial officers all that well. I've always been a more so Republic guy, so if I mess up some of these names, that's just how it is. But of course, missing the dual molded legs, like I said, for realistically, it probably cost them 5 cents or a dime. But even benefit of the doubt, a quarter and for $1,000 they can't budget in like 5 of them for us. It's insane to me. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. Next up we have General, I think it's just General Tag. I think I've heard people say that before. Same thing, no dual molded legs. Next up we have Ularn right here. I can't really tell in this picture if that's a white outfit or a light gray outfit. Either way, let me know down below. What do you guys think it is, and what should be the right outfit for it? It should be white, right? I mean, every time I've seen Imperial Ularn, he's in a white outfit, so I guess this one probably should be it, but same thing, no dual molded legs. Just wild to me. You know, same thing, those legs exist. It's not like they got to make a whole new, you know, leg for him. Like they literally put those legs on a sushi chef, you know, back in like 2017 in a CMF series. They put them on Thrawn in a $55 set. You know, what are we doing here, Lego? Next up, we have the Grand Moff Tarkin. To me, I mean, the face print, of course, is probably going to be different after all these years, after, you know, almost 10 years, but the torso, I mean, presumably, again, it's hard to tell, but presumably they got all the rankings right on these torsos, right? It's hard to tell in these images, but give them the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully they got those right. It's the same hairpiece from a decade ago, which I think fits Tarkin well. But again, no dual molded legs. Next up, we have the Death Star Gunner here. You know, pretty much a run-of-the-mill figure. Pretty obvious that was going to come in this set. Next up, guys, we have the last page of figures here. I guess starting off with the... actually, we'll start off on the bottom here just to kind of save, like, the best for last. We have the Imperial crew member. Same thing, no dual molded legs. Just crazy to me. Next up, we have a Family Guy Stormtrooper, which I'll show a picture later on. I think there should be 5 Family Guy regular Stormtroopers in this set. Next up, we have Luke Skywalker in the Episode 4 outfit. Also Han Solo in the Episode 4 outfit. And the Luke looks... I'll say this much, man. I mean, it's cool that it's not dual molded legs, I don't think, because you can see the light or the tan all the way on the side of the legs. There's not white up top, but just based off this image, it does look like he just has, like, you know, no pants on. You know what I mean? From this image alone, again, like, once it's in hand, once we actually see that it's, you know, a tan, you know, leg base, you know, instead of just a light nougat leg base, it'll probably look better, but based off this image, it looks like he's just got his shirt on. Looks like it's barely covering his groin area, and he's got no pants on, you know, right there. But moving up top, we have Imperial Shuttle Pilot. Looks like a fine figure. You know, looks like just an all-black outfit, just plain black legs, which on that case, again, it should be fine. You know, print lines and stuff like that, I would love them. But, you know, no print on some of these black outfit characters. I kind of understand it. Then we have Orson Krennic right here. Very cool to see him back. You know, should be roughly the same as before. And popular, or contrary to popular belief, I think, there should be no dual molded legs on Krennic. He actually has all black, you know, pants and boots. So the all black legs on Krennic does make total sense, which, you know, that's good. And then I guess who's... I guess I'll say this much. I am most excited for Galen Erso here. All right, the green outfit, or the dark green outfit, is, in my opinion, kind of a weird choice. I would have thought it would have been, you know, a darker gray, maybe an olive green if they really wanted to go that route. But dark green, to me, it doesn't necessarily look bad. It's just not, you know, how I envision seeing Galen Erso in Lego form. But very cool to see him. Same thing, some dual molded legs would have been nice. You know, it just would have been nice to add just some stuff to that. I mean, these figures just look so... They look dated without the printing or the dual molded leg. They just do. They look dated, and especially when you get into, you know, these, you know, multi-hundred, if not now $1,000 set. It just looks so weird. It just looks out of place. It just looks so cheap. But I am excited Galen Erso's coming. I'm definitely going to probably, if I don't end up getting this set, which... due to the information that we're going to talk about in a couple minutes, I probably won't now. I was almost thinking about it, you know, a couple weeks ago, but if I end up not getting this set, I'll probably just bricklink Galen. Hopefully he gets Mexico'd, and I can get him for like $15, but I will probably end up getting him eventually. Then lastly, we have the Hot Tub Stormtrooper, which very, very cool to see. The only minifigure in this entire set so far. Again, there's still a couple figures that haven't leaked yet that has dual molded legs. You know, has the Family Guy Stormtrooper helmet, and it is based off of apparently the Skywalker Saga game. I'm not too sure. That's what I've heard, but I bought that game day one. I played it for like 3 hours, and I was bored out of my mind. Haven't touched it since. So I definitely never got to the hot tub scene. And I posted on my story, you know, they should change the helmet, and it would be good. Like, I'm not saying that it's not accurate to what it's based off of, but just if I were to ever get, you know, 5 of these figures to put in my hot tub, you know, I would put the old helmets on them personally. Again, I don't expect them to go back and put the old helmets on a one-off figure, but, and again, especially if it's based off the content that actually used the new Family Guy helmet, But again, my personal preference, I just don't like the new helmets. But moving on to the next thing here, we do have from Get Cooped over here. We have the figure list. So here's the guarantees. I'll just briefly go through this, and then I will move on to the actual news here. We have Darth Vader, Palpatine, Krennic, Galen Erso, Grand Moff Tarkin, Admiral Modi, General Tag, Ularn, Death Star Gunner ×2, Imperial Shuttle Pilot, Imperial Crew Member ×2, Imperial Dignitary, 2 Royal Guards, Hot Tub Stormtrooper, 5 Family Guy Stormtroopers, the Protocol Droid, the Imperial Astromech, which is nice. We have not seen that yet, but Imperial Astromech, Luke Farm Boy, Luke Stormy, Luke ROTJ, Han, a regular Han, then Han and Stormy outfit, Princess Leia, Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be in here also, which is nice to know. That was not part of the images. Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, and according to Coop, there should be 5 figs left that have not been leaked. We don't know whether those are named characters or not, but 5 figures left to be leaked. All right, then let's move on to the huge news of this video, guys. I mean, I briefly heard this kind of privately a couple days ago, and I didn't want to believe it at first, but now it seems to be officially real. So the kind of new breakdown of the Death Star diorama, not the UCS Death Star, 75419, the Death Star diorama, 9,019 pieces, 1,000 USD for the retail price, October 1st, 2025 release. Let's move on to this description right here. Let's read it together. It says, the set will be a large-scale diorama rather than a complete sphere, measuring 70 centimeters high, 79 centimeters wide, and 27 centimeters high. Likely half a sphere cross-section diorama. So, all right, let's just get the elephant out of the room here. It's crazy to me, all right? This is insane to me that they're going to go this route for $1,000 set. Hear me out. Like I said, if this was going to be some, maybe $250, $350, dollar set, I could see them going this route because you're still cheap enough where, I think it still leaves room for like anybody and everybody to, I'm not going to say anybody and everybody, but more people to buy it at that price point than at $1,000. I feel like, of course, you still have a small percentage or, whatever, 20% of LEGO Star Wars fans that will be able to fork out $1,000 no matter how it is, okay? And that's still going to be the case. Like, this will still sell to some degree, okay? Even if they do it this way, which it seems like they are. The diorama route rather than just a large-scale, spherical Death Star. But, of course, it being this way now, even just based off seeing all these comment sections, man, I mean, there's hundreds of comments, not understanding why they're doing it this way. You definitely just cut out a large bracket of people that say maybe couldn't have bought it day one, but would have saved up over a couple months and bought it eventually, I feel like this $1,000, how they're doing it is really just for the people that like can afford it. And again, we haven't seen pictures yet. Okay, so again, I'm not going to fully critique it yet, but just based off the information here, same with me. This is the same thing. Like, I was maybe going to buy it day one to do live streams of it and do live builds and kind of just make content out of it. And at the end of the day, probably would have been worth, some degree of that $1,000 for me to do that, okay? And also get some enjoyment out of it. But with it being this way now, I just truly don't even like how this is sounding, so I might not even want to do that for my own enjoyment, even if I get some of my money back on it, making content with it. So they probably just cut me out with this information. And I will say this much. I mean, how this is sounding here, this is giving me, very big vibes of 2022 Black Panther Bust, Hulk Buster, Hogwarts Express. Again, is it too early to call it? It probably is, all right? But I'm willing to bet, I mean, this sounds like one of those sets by next summer. This might be like a 20 to 40% off, like permanent pricing on Lego.com type of set. Like how those other sets were, how Black Panther was 40% off for like 11 months or something. Like, this could be one of those. So, like, if you want my humble opinion with this new description of this set, if you were debating on buying this, saving up your $1,000 and buying it day one or like in the first month or two, and like if you were contemplating that, but like you don't need it, but like you want to buy it since like you want to buy every set. In my opinion, I would wait. I would truly wait until, especially May 4th at least, to kind of, try to get promos. Maybe they'll run some, maybe double VIP on it if it's really not selling well. Or I really do think by like this time next year, this might be like a straight 20% off set on Lego. Like, that's just how it's, you know, sounding to me, because all the figures, most of them are very dust. You know, they're either, you know, just boring figures as is, which, you know, sure, they're meant for the set, but they're boring, all right? You know, they're not driving factors to sell the set, all right? The other percentage of them just aren't done, you know, professionally, in my opinion. They lack print, they lack dual molding, they look just boring. And then there's, you know, sure, there's 3 or 4 figures here that really do look good, and they look like they would be driving factors of the set. But again, at that point, I don't think 4 figures can drive a $1,000 price point. 4 figures can drive a $150 price point maybe, but for $1,000, I'm just not thinking that. So, of course, I mean, there's really nothing much more to, you know, definitively say about this set at the moment until we start getting some more pictures of it. But just based off this description alone, I'm really not liking how this is looking, all right? I wanted it to be, you know, for $1,000, I do think they should have gone all out, and they should have just gave us a whole sphere, all right? Half of it, in my opinion, all right, I think they should have had an option to fully enclose it, but I do think they should have had, you know, half of it being able to be, you know, the panels taken off, interior on one half, the laser on the other half, and then you could display it on either side. But if you really wanted to, you could just, you know, fully panel it off. In my opinion, that's how they should have done it. That's how I've wanted them to do it. That's how I hope they would have done it. You know, in more of a UCS style of the, you know, the ship. You know, the Death Star is technically a ship at the end of the day. So this is definitely more MBS. This is definitely more diorama, like they're saying, and I'm not too big of a fan of it. So definitely leave your thoughts down below, guys. What do you guys think about this? How do you guys feel about the minifigures? How do you guys feel about this being a rectangular diorama now? And that's all for today's video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more information regarding 2025, you know, the end of 2025 leaks, and then also 2026 leaks. I will be covering them all on my channel. See you guys on the next one. Bye, guys, and stay safe.